Hello, beautiful soul. Welcome back to this Not So episode. This is just a little bit of an update, a little bit of a personal update, what's been going on behind the scenes. I'm also going to be talking about the retreat that's coming up, and if you have a nudge to be a part of it, what you can do right now to make sure you are on the list. And there's also a little bit of an update on the podcast as well as my book, the new app. Yeah, we're just doing a little bit of an update. Okay, so for the personal update, this is just coming from my heart, what's been going on. I've been sharing a bit with you guys with the spiritual flu and the stuff, if you've been listening to the episodes. But for the last few months, maybe since like February-ish, the last few months, have been really going through a season of shedding, of surrender, of deep growth, of letting go. And it's one of those seasons where life has called me to slow down, to go inward, to shed again what is not working, to reprioritize and focus on what I need, what my soul needs, what my family needs, what my body needs, and less about the things that drain me, again, a reprioritizing. And I think in that, I just want to say it's more like a remembering what matters most to me. Because in this life, I've got a lot of stuff going on, as I'm sure you do. I'm a mom of 3. I have a business with many different facets. There are all the future plans going on. I deal with my body and pain and healing. And then just like every single human on the planet, I'm going through my own growth and shedding and healing and releasing. And there's lots of layers, there's lots of layers. So it's been one of these times where at times, life has sent me to my knees. It's sent me to bed with the flu. It's sent me into inner child moments, into emotional release, into frustration, into feeling defeat, feeling what's the point of all of this, and not even in respect to one thing. If you relate to being a starseed or an old soul or even just an empath, and I don't even mean just an empath, I just mean on this physical plane, if you are an empath, a highly sensitive person, life in general can be very, very intense. And if you're a starseed, a huge thing that we deal with is this feeling of not feeling like you don't belong here. So it could be the black sheep of your family, but it's also feeling like Earth is hard. Being a human is hard. And when you throw sensitivity, and as I say, being an empath onto it, sometimes it can feel really draining. And when life starts to feel like a struggle, I get into this space sometimes where it's like, what is the point of all of this? And I know from a spiritual perspective, but sometimes being a human it feels so hard. It feels like there's just so much contrast. And sometimes I say to my husband, like, everyone I know, almost like I have a role to them, right? So it's like I'm a mom and I'm a mentor and I'm a wife and I'm a daughter and I'm a, sister and I'm all these different things. And sometimes even that pressure of like holding up the identities can feel overwhelming. And I'll be like, I just want to go like into the forest and just look after myself and be with the trees and have like a soul reset. Like part of me, even just for a short amount of time to just, who am I? What is going on here? So anyway, half of this probably doesn't make sense because it's been like a dense little bit, but through that, I always come face to face with deeper truths about myself. I see energy leaks in a different way. I see that I'm like, yeah, I'm pouring a lot of energy into this and it doesn't even feel good anymore. Or I'm pouring a lot of energy into avoiding this and that doesn't feel good anymore. And so within myself, things like self-care, looking after myself, prioritizing my needs, taking time to destimulate, taking time off from work, taking literal downtime without music, without, stimulation in any way to just let my soul breathe. Things like working out and keeping my body strong, which, helps me in my pain journey and just strength in general. And, a lot of things come to light when I'm sent to my knees, and my clients often feel that too. I'm curious, if you feel that, where sometimes it is in the feeling like life shoves us down to the ground, maybe emotionally, physically, whatever. But that's where we often come face to face with our own stuff and our own, even the internal whispers, the intuition, like in some ways screams louder. Like that place when we feel that breakdown is the wake up call that we need on a deeper human and spiritual level. I'm going to update my book in a second, but my book is all about this, like the phases we go through in our transformation. And when we feel shoved to the ground or defeated or, just exhausted, there is wisdom trying to come forward there from our soul, because I do believe that yes, to be human is tough. And in some ways we do struggle, right? There is struggle built into the human experience, but I don't know if we're meant to live in chronic struggle, especially people like you and I who are here on this self-growth journey, awakening journey anyway. So when it does feel like every area is struggle or just exhausted, that is trying to show you something. So for me, I've really realized point blank, just like valuing my needs more. And more than ever, leaning into the present moment, falling into trust, letting go in some ways, even of the big ambitious things. It's not letting go of the goals. It's letting go of the grip, letting go of the grip of the I have to, I must, next thing, and more about alignment. Taking all of that energy and pouring it into alignment, pouring it into myself. As I radiate, as I build myself up, that's when I shine. And for all of us, that's when creativity comes out. That's when our best ideas come out. That's when you do the most awesome painting, or at your job, you just like rock the presentation. It's not when we necessarily try to force it. It's when we feel good about ourselves, when we've been looking after ourselves, when we feel like our when we feel like our cup is full or half full or at least up there, right? That's when we actually have overflow to spill into others, to be a better parent, to have more patience, to feel more optimistic. So when I'm feeling more and more and more depleted, it is like a frickin' wake up call to be like, what is leaking your energy? What is not working? Because this is not sustainable. So personally, I'm not going to go on and on. I didn't even mean to go this long. It's been a crazy season, but I actually feel now like I've been birthed out the other side, I want to say, with a lot less giving of fucks and a lot more taking time for myself, taking time to nurture my body, to foam roll, to work out, to go on a walk, being even kinder to myself, and even acknowledging myself as I move through this season of rebirth and shedding and all the things. It's not glamorous, but I do notice in the last few months, even when I felt at my lowest, I never turned on myself, meaning I didn't shame myself. I didn't say, I'm broken, I can't do this, I'm too weak. It was just more heavy, like heavy, heavy, heavy. That's what was helping the letting go, and the shedding was just frickin' heavy. But I'm proud of myself that I didn't shame myself. I didn't, get down on myself. I know I'm going to make it through this, and I'm going to learn from this season. And that's the work I'm committed to. That's what my life is committed to. Grow through what you go through. So I'm growing. I'm going through things and I'm growing. And in that, how this kind of starts to bleed in a little bit into the business is, for some of you, if you've been in on the updates, at the end of last year, 2024, I let go of all group programs, workshops, all that for the foreseeable future, and made space for the bigger projects that I have going on, the things that really need my energy. But also, in order to go after big things, I need a large energetic capacity. I need to have the space to look after myself, to regulate as fear comes up, to make phone calls, to crunch numbers, to really get into this next level. And so I'm so glad I did. It's been amazing. I have so much energy for On the Path. It just feels so good, so aligned. If you're not in my private community, On the Path, the link is below. It is just so good. I feel like it's this ongoing, nurturing course of resources and deep dives and practices, and I'm just absolutely loving it. I feel like I have more energy for it now, which is so beautiful because I love the community and I love that space so much. And that being said, for this podcast, the Awakening Her podcast, I have done 2 episodes episodes per week for over 3 years. And I'm just starting to feel like I want a little bit of breathing room for planning the retreat, which I'll talk about in a second, and finishing my book and everything else that's going. So I am going to still probably do 2 episodes most weeks because I just love this whole thing. I just love recording. I love channeling. It's so much of how I express myself. And I am so honored that you guys listen. So it'll basically be between 1 and 2 a week. I'm just going to let it flow. If you only get 1 episode from me in a week, it's all good. I'm okay back here. We're all good. But yeah, and I still may do 2 episodes some weeks, but I just wanted to give you that update is as I focus on other things, I want to just remain in full integrity with my schedule. Also, I have beautiful one-on-one clients that I have a lot of energetic capacity for as well. So that's kind of an update here. And on that topic, I do have spaces right now for one-on-one mentorship that we are starting in the next few weeks. And then I'm going to close down the container for summer as I continue working on the one-on-ones I already have and these other projects. So if you were wanting to work one-on-one in the sort of near future, I would definitely recommend reaching out now. We can connect. I can give you all the details and we'll kind of start like May and then go into June and July together as we move you forward. And that brings me, I think, the only other thing. Oh yeah, the book I was going to update very quickly. It is almost ready. Me and my editor are in the process. This stuff takes, a while, but we are trucking along. We are right at the end where any day now I'm going to get the copy in my hot little hands for literally the final read through, where I'm just going to literally read my book for like a weekend out loud and make sure everything feels good and ready for you guys. And we are on our way. So this has been like a 3-year adventure and I hope you love it. I'm so excited. I'm not even going to release the title yet. It'll all come as it comes, but it is rounding the corner. We are in the final steps, which is so fun. Okay. The other thing I was going to share is the app. So we're in the beta testing phase right now. I've got a beautiful group of testers going through the app. I'm getting some incredible feedback, really, really good stuff. I'm so glad we're doing this. And within probably about a month of recording, we will be open for the public. This is called the Path app, and it combines meditations, background sounds like relaxing music, upbeat music to dance to, like other, non-guided audios, as well as there are movement practices to move your energy, to have a dance party. There are journal prompts. We've got articles, so you can kind of have some healthy scrolling over there. You can schedule things to put on your calendar. There's a community. There are sleep audios. There are so many things as the app goes live and officially drops. We are going to be updating content all the time. It's about creating your path, using different tools, whether it's an inspiring article or a journal prompt to help you through something. Things to really help to meet you where you're at. There are even guided walking audios and a workout called the Highest Self Flow, where you're guided to embody your highest self as you're doing squats and lunges. So it's just an incredible place to be. So many meditations. We're probably close to 100 meditations over there, as well as I said, the journal prompts and the articles and all that. So watch for the Path app. Okay. And then perhaps the biggest thing energetically is the retreat. And as of now, I'm calling it the Awakening Her Retreat because the vibe is all about connecting to your soul, connecting to who you truly are, awakening your highest self, and really taking that break in your life that your soul and your human has been calling for. So the official retreat is it's not on Vancouver Island because it's on an island off the island. But you will be flying into Vancouver Island, BC, Canada. So beautiful. It's in September 19th to 22nd. We are not only on the ocean, but we are also in the forest. So you're nestled in the forest, literally on the ocean. Healing forest paths, ocean air, so much magic, deep soul connections. It's going to be so good. So it's 3 days to pause, to come back to yourself, to remember your power, to hang out in person. You'll have the bragging rights to be on my first ever retreat. The first retreat I have ever hosted, which it's going to just, that in itself is incredible. You'll help me like cut the ribbon and break ground and all that good stuff. And it's just going to be so beautiful to come join me in my neck of the woods as we connect, as we take a break, as we be, as we heal. So I'm really excited for this. And right now, between me and the retreat center, we are finalizing all the details and all of that. So I don't have registration open yet, but what I'm doing is I'm doing another round for serious inquiries only. So you can check the link below in the show notes. And if you are feeling like you really want to be a part of it, you want to be taken into the next round, it's not an official commitment, but just you're letting me know that you would really like to be a part of it, you can put your name down. We only have 10 spots. So I'm curious how fast these are going to fill up as soon as the registration is open. Check it out, and it has all the information you need, where to fly in and out, the dates, what's included, all of that. And then you can put your name down just to be on the list. So thank you so much for listening to all of this. This has been a lot, a personal update, some business updates. I really appreciate you being in the community in this time. And the last thing I just wanted to say, back to kind of how the business is changing, I've still been mostly off Instagram, and I pop in when I want to share, just randomly, but I just want to be straight freaking up. I feel like social media feels like a cesspool these days, and I just don't find myself on it. I don't find myself personally on it. I don't find myself wanting to bring you onto it more than, the average person is already on social media. I just don't know if it's good for us. So I want to connect more like daily, and I have been trying to post, but I just want to be honest that it just feels like not the place where I would hang out if it was a physical place. I don't know. You'd find me in the woods. You'd find me at a park. You'd find me at a yoga studio, maybe a coffee shop, a restaurant, a library, definitely nature trails. But I don't know. I'm not really, the social part, the media part, the screen time part, I don't know. So again, I'll keep you updated with all of these things. I love connecting with people over there, all of you individually that message me and, see the stuff and comment. I love connecting. It's just the vibe isn't what I'm drawn to these days. So keep up to date here on the podcast and also on my email list, which the information is below. You guys on my email list get all the updates. Also, the podcast gets all the updates as well. Okay, I'm going to go. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for listening to me ramble, and I will see you in the next recording.